Sorry. The death penalty. Since 1973, the death penalty has killed over 1,500 Americans, and in that, almost 200 were completely innocent of their crimes. The right wing has been in the way of progress on this issue, with many democratic states completely banning the practice. Governments in the past have used the death penalty to end protest, silence their governmental critiques, and kill the needy population. The death penalty is wrong because it costs way too much money, it is unfair to black people, and innocent people are sentenced far too often. The cost. It costs around $1 to $3 million per death in the United States. It is ridiculous to spend millions on killing one person, even if they're horrific. A study says, since 1973, Maryland has sentenced 5 people to death. With that, they've spent $186 million. That means they've spent $36 million per person. The time. It takes decades to sentence people to death. Of over half of the people sentenced spend over 18 years on death row. And in that, they will have a max of 1 hour of talking to people. 23 hours will be alone. It is unfair. Black people are subject to horrifically bad sentencings. According to the ACLU, color plays a crucial and unacceptable role in the sentencing of black people to death. Black people take up 43% of all total executions, and they are 55% of the awaiting population. That is completely unfair and unjust. Governmental critiques. The government of Iran, according to NPR, has killed hundreds of people within protests and because of governmental critiques. This isn't a story from 30 years ago, 50 years ago, or 100 years ago. It is happening today. Innocent. 1/8 of people sentenced to death are completely innocent. This is mostly due to horrible prosecutorial work and bad police work. Most of the time, it is due to false statements from witnesses, or it can also be due to false samples from forensic analysts. Bad policing. Police and prosecutorial people take up 80% of exonerations. That means, due to bad police work and bad prosecutorial work, they are sentencing very innocent people to death. The most common is evidence concealment. They just don't release the evidence to the judge or to the lawyers. They can also make threats to witnesses, and they have horrible interrogation practices of guilty until proven innocent, which can lead to coerced confessions. The police have too much power when it comes to interrogating suspects that might be completely innocent of their crimes. In conclusion, the death penalty is wrong because it costs way too much money, it is unfair, and innocent people are sentenced too often. With saying that, do you, as a person, think the death penalty should continue? Personally, I think this country has too much blood on its hands already without the death penalty to warrant continuing it. Please call your local representatives and end this practice. Thank you.